Hello and welcome. It is late October. I've been putting videos on YouTube for about a year now, so in a slight change of format for this video, what better time than to show you a summary of that year in numbers. How much does an allotment cost? How much produce can I produce? I've got stuff written down for this one, so let's go. Bit of background info for context then. I've had this plot for about 6 years. It's half a plot, situated in the north of England. I don't have a polytunnel or greenhouse, and I try and make my own compost. Points to note, this is my experience of my allotment. Other allotments will vary, obviously, in terms of geographic location, soil quality, whether you've got a greenhouse, etc. I've got grass paths, for example, which I have to trim. Right, so let's start the numbers with how much does an allotment cost to run and to grow some things? Like I say, my allotment's established. If you're starting from scratch, you might need to buy some tools. Spade, hoe, fork, rake, secateurs. It's going to cost you 50 quid minimum, and cheaper doesn't always mean better. But that depends on your budget, doesn't it? And I've got some established fruit trees. If you wanted to grow apples, plums, pears, whatever, you're going to have to buy some of those. It'll take a few years to get established, and that's going to cost you another 50 quid, say. What I'm going to tell you isn't actually the cheapest way you could do stuff. You could swap seeds with allotment neighbours, you could save a lot more seeds, etc. But it could cost you considerably more if you needed to buy in a load of compost, or you wanted to buy some wood and make some nice pretty raised beds. Personally, I like recycling bits of wood. I made this structure behind me for zero cost last year. Is it pretty? Maybe. Is it functional? Yes, it is. I buy my seeds from the cheaper end of the market, if you like, DIY shops, supermarkets, that sort of thing. Make my own compost. Never bought in manure. Manure's not the most expensive thing in the world, but it does cost. When I took over this plot, I didn't have very much money at all, so I just bought some seeds and got by, and then I got used to it, and then maybe I like to prove to myself that you don't need to spend hundreds of pounds to produce good quantity and quality of stuff. Am I tight? Don't think so. Just why spend money if you don't have to? So we finally get to the numbers then. The results are from October to October, and I haven't included stuff that was already in the ground when I started putting stuff on YouTube, to be fair. So my actual harvest doesn't start till June. But I am including stuff that I've planted since October that are still in the ground, like these leeks, for example, where I roughly know that they're going to be okay and how many I've got. Right, so how much did it cost me? I'm going to refer to my list here because there's a lot of numbers. Rent to the half plot, £25. Compost, I bought some peat-free potting compost to plant my courgette, pumpkin and squash seeds, £15. Liquid feed, £5. Canes, £1.90. Strimmer petrol, £10. That's £56.90 a cost before I plant a thing. Got some seeds, courgettes £1, pumpkins £1, squash £1. Cucumber plant was free from next door, all good there. Carrot seeds £1, beetroot seeds £1. 4 packets of seed potatoes, about £10 that cost me. Peas £2, sweet corn £1.50. I had 3 sets of onions, 1 set of onion from previous years. I've found a few, so that only cost me 20 pence. Another 2 sets of onions, £1.50 each. Get onto my freebies now, my fruit trees and plants. Raspberries, 0 cost. Blackberries, 0 cost. Black and red currants, 0 cost. Apple tree, 0 cost. Pear tree, 0 cost. Plum tree, 0 cost. Garlic, I only bought 1 head of garlic. Planted the cloves of that. The other cloves I'd saved from the previous year, so that only cost me 30 pence. Spinach, £2.50. They're expensive, aren't they, for the seeds? Radish, £1 for the pack of seeds. Boolie radish, £2 for the pack of seeds. Turnip, £1 for a pack of seeds. Leeks, £1.50. And the beans, £2. That's a total of £88.90 cost. So how many items did I actually produce? And did I count them all? Yeah, I counted them all, with the exception of raspberries, blackberries, blackcurrants and beans. I counted them all. We're roughly there, within a couple for each item, I think. So how many items did I actually produce? 52 courgettes, 7 pumpkins, 15 squash, 10 cucumbers, 28 carrots. There were about 100 carrots, but only a quarter of them were any decent size. 73 beetroot, 324 potatoes, 22 pods of peas. They weren't any good. 38 sweet corn cobs, 28 onions from my first set of onions, 0 from my second set of onions because they completely failed, and 37 from my third set of onions. 275 raspberries, 200 blackberries, 25 black red currants. That wasn't good. I need to get better on my pruning of those. Apples 97, 5 pears, 6 plums, 41 heads of garlic, 14 portions of spinach, 60 radish, 53 mooly radish, 64 turnips, 120 leeks, 550 beans. A total of 2,144 items. So how much would all that cost me from a supermarket? It's a bit hard because of seasonality of produce, etc. I've looked at a low-end supermarket and, you know, I'm growing organic stuff. You could put a premium price on that, but this is an estimate roughly of how much it would cost me to buy the same amount of stuff from a supermarket. So to work out how much it would cost me, I assume that most items you could buy individually from the shops, with the exception of potatoes. You're buying 2.5 kilogram bags. Peas and beans, you're buying little bags of 200 grams. Raspberries, blackberries and black/red currants, you buy them in a punnet, don't you? Apples in a pack of 6, plums in a pack of 6, pears, I assumed you're buying a pack of 5 because I only had 5 pears, so it's easier to divide it. And radish and mooly, you buy them in packs of 10. So that leaves me with 589 retail units, as I'm calling them. So looking at the maths, what cost me £88.90 to produce would have cost me in the shops £313.13. So this is the contentious bit. How much money have I saved? Well, would I have bought 64 turnips from the supermarket? No. Would I have bought 300 potatoes from a supermarket? Yes. Did I eat everything or give it away to friends and relatives? Yes, I did. So I had 2 loss makers, the peas and 1 failed set of onions that is didn't produce. The biggest savings, if I'd have bought these items from the shop, if you like, squash, massive, and the big ones are expensive in shops. Beetroot, the quantity you can grow from a packet is great. Sweet corn produced, apples produced a lot and the tree was free. The garlic, I recycled the cloves to plant, so there's minimal setup cost. Spinach is expensive in the shops. Turnips and leeks, the quantity of seeds you get in a packet, even if half of them come up, your quids in. And the beans, they just kept producing. So total savings, if I'd have bought these items from the shop, taking off the initial setup costs like rent and petrol, etc., £224.23 saved. So those are my numbers. Are they roughly right? Yes. It's more of a guide, isn't it? Have they been audited? No. Stopped being so much fun when I had to ponder the weight of my spinach and how many carrots were actually saleable, but I'm happy with it. What surprised me was how much stuff you can actually get. Over 2,000 items I have plucked out the ground, plucked off trees, etc. since I started in October. I remember this is just stuff that started emerging since June, so 5 months worth of stuff. Is it enough to live off? Can you be self-sufficient from an allotment this size? No, but it certainly helps in the amount of stuff you have to buy from the shops. But it's not just the quantity, it's the quality as well, isn't it? Organic, you know where it's come from, less food miles, and I get the satisfaction of showing it to you. Right, that's it for the numbers special. Remember to click subscribe, send me a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!